Hello, my name is Ron Prescott. I'm with Iowa State University Extension and Outreach. A number of communities have asked for the Iowa Trade Analysis reports, and they can be found at the following webpage, icip.iastate.edu/retail. And those PDF files can be downloaded for both county and cities in Iowa. This is a short video report that some of the communities have asked for, and so it generally lasts less than 5 minutes and can be requested by the email during the closing slide. So I hope you enjoy the video and gain some information from it. Well, this is Ron Prescott with Iowa State University ISU Extension Outreach, Community Economic Development. This is the Retail Trade Analysis video report, fiscal year 2012 for West Branch. As we take a look at the first page of the report, there's some summary items on the bottom of the report. We see total taxable sales fiscal year 2011, fiscal year 2012, 13.3 million versus 13.6 million. A pretty good change, 1.6 increase. It appears that West Branch is kind of mirroring a lot of what we're seeing in the national economy, where it hasn't been great retail growth over the past couple of years, but we're coming out of the recession on the positive side, but it's just a real steady growth. A number of reporting firms, 103 versus 105. We have 2 extra reporting firms this year, up about 2%. Population also a little bit of a bump up at 2,335. Average sales per firm almost 0, or a fractional drop of 0.4. Average sales per capita went up to $5,821 per capita. Total taxable retail sales, the number of reporting firms in West Branch. Granted, these are the reporting firms that are reporting their sales tax to Iowa Department of Revenue. So we go back to 2003. We see retail sales at 12.7 million. As we go along, we see the recession. We start at 14.4, goes down to 13.7, 13.38, and then a recovery of 13.59. If we look at the reporting firms, in the red triangle, we see back in 03, 90, 90, 95. We peak out at 109, then go to 108, 109, and then recession takes out about 6, and then we've bounced back a couple more. Population trends, this is comparing West Branch with Cedar County in the state of Iowa. West Branch is a solid red line, so you can see it has had the most growth compared to Cedar County in the state of Iowa. It almost is the same as the state of Iowa for 2010 and 2011, but is substantially better than what's going on in Cedar County. Also, another population chart that I dropped in here is the comparison of West Branch to their peer group. The Retail Trade Analysis Report puts together these peer groups so that you can get a better feel for comparison. And so as far as West Branch is concerned against their peer group, the peer group has been dropping off in population since 2002, but yet on the other hand, West Branch has been increasing, looks like about 5% over that same amount of time. The pull factor, this is also a comparison with peer group. Now, pull factor is meaning when we're at the break even of 1, that means that you're really serving all the retail needs of your community. Anything below 1, and they're probably going somewhere else for some of those retail purchases. And if it's above 1, that means you're pulling people in from outside your community for retail sales. So as we take a look at this, the blue bar is actually your peer group median, or your peer group average, and then the red dot is West Branch. So you can see you've kind of been bouncing around that peer average. And so West Branch this year is at 0.53, meaning if we were to put together a retail bundle of products, you are actually providing, meaning your retail stores within West Branch, providing about half of what is needed within a family in West Branch. And half of that they're purchasing somewhere else. Now that's about the same as your peer group. I mean, you're always wanting to increase that pull factor so you can increase those retail sales. And that's what the whole name of the game is as far as retail is concerned. Here's a sampling of the peer group. Actually, it's the top 10. We have Elkader at the top, then Edgewood, Sully, Brooklyn, Sheffield, Ventura, Moravia, Montezuma, Toledo, and Donaldson. You see West Branch comes in relatively low on your peer group. Now this, has a lot of different variables that can feed into this, can feed into your geographic location. Seeing how West Branch is just a stone's throw away from Iowa City, and it's pretty tempting for folks to shop at the bigger stores and some of the larger boxes and some of the larger specialty stores that can be found in a larger community. This isn't real surprising. That's probably why, within your peer group, you're just kind of in the middle of that entire peer group. The backside of the report lists all the cities in your peer group, but this just lists the top 10. So your population 2335, 5821. You see some of these communities like Toledo, which might be a city that you want to load up a group of folks and go and visit and see what they have going for them and what's going on. Maybe Brooklyn is the same way. Maybe Sheffield is also another one to take a look at. I'm guessing as I look at some of these are isolated retail or regional retail trade centers where there's not a lot of trade around them, and so folks in the county tend to come into these particular cities to do substantially more retail trade than what they currently are in West Branch. I spent some time this afternoon actually researching West Branch, and I even watched part of your city council video, which was kind of nice to see it posted. It looks like you have a pretty good page there. But after searching West Branch, retail shops on Yelp, and you can use Foursquare or Yelp, I just happened to be using Yelp. And when I fed in West Branch, a number of stores came up. But as I was going from page to page, there's a lot of stores that have not identified themselves on Yelp. Some, it's understandable. But some of them probably would be of value to someone on Interstate 80 that wants to stop off and get something to eat or have a drink or a cup of coffee. And so many of them have embraced social media to promote their business, but I did see some holes there. And seeing how you're so close to 180, I'd suggest full leverage of that media as much as possible. And also want to take a look at the Google, Bing, and Yahoo all have business pages. Depending upon where you've got your email set up, you may want to log on to that business page and make sure the information is correct, because that information many times is utilized by other platforms that Google, Bing, and Yahoo now own. And so you want to make sure that information there, and it's free, make sure it's correct. It's always a good to take a look at other peer cities. I have a first impressions program where you can load up a group of folks and go to a peer city and kind of evaluate. It's kind of like a secret shopper program. I would do this probably every year. I'd probably pick a city every year that's in your peer group and just go take a look at what they're doing and get some fresh ideas. With the Herbert Hoover birthplace in West Branch, it appears that you're doing a good job promoting that tourist attraction. But then I was also thinking, when folks in Iowa City have out-of-town visitors, granted, they'll come to the Herbert Hoover birthplace, but is there anything else to round that out that would prompt them to actually leave Iowa City and come to West Branch and spend a short day? And so that's what I was trying to think of. What else do we have to draw those folks out? Again, this is Ron Prescott with Iowa State University, ISU Extension Outreach, Community Economic Development. You can be reached by email, rprescott@iastate.edu, or my phone number here on campus in Ames, 515-294-5862. And your report you can find at www.icipiastate.edu/retail. Thank you.